Hey, it's Heather here. I'm just gonna shoot this real short video. I didn't shoot one earlier today, before it got in the AM hours. I did try to shoot one a little while ago, but it didn't load because I didn't have enough space on my phone. So now I'm fixing to lay down and go to sleep. One thing that I've really been into, thinking about here lately and stuff, is a bunch of stuff dealing with zodiac signs and stuff like that. Which, I've always been into that, but I kind of got out of it there for a while, and I'm getting a little bit back into it. But, just thinking about that and how that affects your life, and then how, and I think it's Muslims that believe that, there's 4 types of, a life that you can basically have or whatever, and the lowest is you cook, you clean, and all that or whatever, and then above that you might be, I don't know, somebody with a business or the head of the family or something, and next is somebody with a business, and then there's the ultimate people that are the people that have the most obligations and stuff to fulfill in life, but have the highest status, I guess, and stuff. I don't know. I hadn't really studied that much into it, but Jen told me about it, so I'm just yeah. And I actually talked to this guy a few years back that was talking to me about that. I was talking to him online and stuff, and he would talk to me and chat with me, and then he'd be like, oh, I gotta go make, our lunch or whatever, the lunch for everybody, and stuff like that. I was like, oh, okay. But anyways, but it's not that I'm trying to fight my path in life, my fate or whatever and stuff like that, or my purpose. Even though a lot of people would disagree and be like, yeah, that is what you're doing, especially my family. You're just supposed to accept what you're given and just roll with it and never question it to a degree and stuff like that. And it's I'm always questioning because I'm trying to figure out what the ultimate end goal is, what my purpose is, what my destination is. And it's oh, you're living way too far for the future, live in the now and stuff. And then just realizing the way that life and people and different things affect you and stuff. And it's 4 a.m. I got up and I'm a little thirsty, and I thought, should I get some more to drink? And I looked in the fridge and I was like, well, I don't have that much to drink. I do, but I was just for as far as now, because I'd have to make more tea. And I was like, I don't think I'll get anything. And then I was like, please don't let me get so woke up here in the next few minutes that I'm not tired anymore and I can't sleep worth a damn. And so I was just please don't let that happen. And I went out for a second on the back porch, and as soon as I walked outside, it was whoa, it was this rush of energy just kind of overcame me, because my dad always used to be oh, I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, yeah, because you're a sadistic asshole, you're such a control freak, because my mom stayed up so late and my dad woke up so early that there might have been 4, maybe 5 hours where it was quiet, Usually it's more about 4. And sometimes it was just 3. And in the house. And so he always, drilled that into my head. Early bird gets the worm and all that and everything. And people that wake up early are more successful and stuff like that. And even those studies have kind of proven and shown and all that. But then again, not necessarily, because some say that the night owls, and the ones that stay up late or more. So I don't know. But anyways, so just knowing what time it is, and like I went outside and I looked around and for just a second, and then I come back in, and it was just like this whoosh of energy, this sudden rush of energy, and I was like, damn, and I was like, if I had a fucking car right now, like it's like it's almost like completely being a different person, but not, because I know who I am. But I'm like, damn, if I had a car right now and had a job, like I would so totally stay up and be ready and go ahead and be getting ready for work. And I was like, if my life was different and things would have been better and I would have been like had a job for so many years and just I'm going to work and and like I got shit to do, and like just this, rush of energy. And like that's another thing too, is like I've studied my natal chart, and it's like I have some of me that's like Capricorn, and Capricorn's supposed to be like a workaholic. And I noticed that about myself the few years that I have worked, and my kid was like, getting mad at me because I used to be a stay-at-home parent. And like now, like I was all about work, and so anytime they're like, "Hey, extra work," I was usually like, "Yeah, I guess I can stay a couple hours. Yeah, I guess I can do that. Yeah, I guess I can come in an hour early. Yeah, I guess And my kid's like, "Mom," and stuff. But anyways, but I realized that it's because of my dad telling me that, that people that wake up early, are supposedly, better and more successful and all that and everything. And so that's why my brain just jumped to, yeah, job, early, wake up, woo, go, I was like, yeah, and it's like a boost of confidence and all that. And it's like, I was like, but I don't have a car. I don't have a job. Haven't had a car for many, 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 many years. Haven't had a job for a while, and hadn't had a job before I started working for many, 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 many years. My life has went nothing like I've wanted it to. All I've wanted is my independence and freedom, and my dipshit parents are like, no, 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 at everything that I do. Oh, you want to raise your kid and file them on your taxes and actually become an independent mom? No, can't have that. Oh, you want to drive a car? No, can't have that. Oh, you want to work a job and have your own apartment? No, can't have that. We don't want you to have anything. You have to listen to us. Your rules have to carry on from our house over to yours. If we say the sky is green, then when you go and live in your own house, you better say the sky is green too, damn it. Oh my god, I don't want to say it. I'm not going to say it. That's a bad thing to say. I'm so depressed. Like, literally, I'm so depressed because my heart's starting to palpitate right now as I'm laying here because I'm so stressed out, because I want to say that something, negative, which is like, I'm going to end up killing myself. But it's like, fucking hell, I'm 30 years old. Like, I want to break free. I want to break free out of this little prison box that my mom and dad and everybody built for me. And they're like, no, you're retarded and you have to stay retarded. And we have to get money out of you any way that we can. How can we get money out of you? Okay, we can claim you as a dependent until you're 18. Oh, whoops, you got pregnant before 18. Now we can't claim you as a dependent, but we can claim your kid as a dependent. Oh, you want your first car? No, we're just gonna keep going and getting new cars for ourselves because we're stingy ass motherfucker. Like, they're stingy ass motherfuckers. Like, I mean, like, all they give a shit about is themselves. And then my mom, oh my god. Well, I deserve a new car because I do. I deserve a new car every few years because I do. Do you know how hard I've worked? You deserve a new, like, bitch, It's like, really? I don't even deserve a damn 20-year-old piece of shit rust bucket car. I don't deserve any car, and you deserve a new car every couple of years? I hate them so much. Like, the amount of anger I have pent up inside of me towards my mom and dad is enough to make me, like, violently, want to, like, lean towards killing my damn self. I'm just so fed up with them. But they don't have any happiness in their life, so that's the reason that's the reason my mom needs a car. She doesn't have anything. Her life is miserable. She doesn't have any happiness in her life. Bitch, you're married. You got a trailer that's not that fucking old. It's not like it's a 35-year-old damn trailer, you know. You got a roof over your head. I'm sorry that your health is shit, But then again, you never even tried to work out. Oh my God. Oh my friggin' God. You're one of those, let me stay skinny by not eating people. Now you got my damn kid. Like, I mean, my kid made me happy. And so you think my kid will make you happy. Yet, apparently, I didn't make you happy, and neither did even my fucking sister, apparently. Like, you're just one of those people that sees somebody else happy with something, and you're like, oh, I gotta have it. Oh, God. It's like, why? My biggest thing for as far as dealing with life and God and all that is sometimes I sit here and I'm like a few years ago, for instance, there was a tornado that hit and everything, and my kid was younger though, so that's the reason I was like, yeah, I gotta be here. But now my family has practically, like, my kid don't even talk to me, and my kid don't even apparently worry about, oh God, my mom could die and I wouldn't be able to talk to her no more. Apparently that doesn't even cross her mind. Like, and I'm a bad person for trying to teach her that, about life and about people and about everybody. I mean, my grandmother from day one, oh, I'm fixing to die any day, I can feel it coming, since I was like 2. My dad, I'm gonna blow my fucking head off my shoulders, like when I'm 5, My mom, oh, help me with stuff around the house because I'm tired. I get tired really easy and I need help, 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 help. Me with my damn kid, I'm like, hey, I need help, I'm tired, you need to appreciate me, pretty much. Same fucking lesson trying to teach my kid. And it's like, oh, no. Don't teach your child that. That's wrong. That's my parents saying that to my kid. Don't teach your child that. That's wrong. Your child should not appreciate you every day, should not talk to you, should not care. This and that, blah, blah, blah. Are you fucking kidding me? But it's like, when we was living here before, when my child was younger and stuff, there was a tornado that hit not too far from where the hell we live and everything. And at that point in time, I was like, oh, thank God, I mean, there was a little part of me that was like, why the fuck can't we just die? Life sucks. I can't drive. I'm not working. My family don't give a shit. No one's helping me. I'm basically stranded, trapped, however you want to word it. I live in hillbilly hell. There's no cabs here. Like, I don't have money even if I, like, there's nothing. And so I was like, okay, get over that and everything. And, like, I mean, that was like a basic, small, like, 2% thought. Why the hell haven't we died? Why the hell didn't the tornado hit here? It was like 2%. But 98%, I was like, well, I'm glad it didn't hit here. I got a kid to take care of. I got my baby here, like, now, like, I'm like 50% like, God, can a tornado come and just kill me? Like, My kid won't even talk to me. And then it's like, oh, well, wait, God, God says to wait, and one day your kid will want to talk to you again and all this and everything. And when? It feels like never. Like I'm tired of everything feeling like never. Like that's like been my life theme. When is anything gonna happen? Never. I mean, seriously. Oh my God, is it? Like, I'm just now realizing that. Like, it's like so many dreams, and stuff. And they say that, oh, well, it's life that, makes you think, that you're going to have this great, you know, stuff come along and stuff, and everything. But where's mine? Where is mine? It's like, okay. And call me having high hopes, but Jesus Christ, It's like, so I'm in high school, and I never got perfect attendance, no matter how hard I tried. I never got anything to line up for as far as stuff like that. I never got A-B honor roll. I never got A honor roll. Now, I take it back. I might have got A-B once, like, in middle school or elementary school. I never got, like, the great student, anything. Like, I was always, kind of okay, and I might have been the teacher's pet, but I was like the side pet, like the one that really is the teacher's pet because I emotionally understand when the teacher's crying or screaming in class. But for as far as the teacher's pet and the one that gets all the little props and shit that comes along with it and everything, no. I just get like sympathy sometimes whenever the teacher feels like it, A good example is my fucking literature teacher when I was in damn high school. And even because I was always closer to my literature teachers. I don't know why. But it's like, what was it? I got to stay back and like design a poster or something and stuff. And it's because my grade was up, and all that. And so I got extra time and got out of my other class and got to design this poster and everything. But for as far as something else that was going on, and it was something that I needed it to happen in my life, like whatever it was, and this other person didn't, because like it was like something dealing with something you could get free or something, I don't know. And this other person, like they done had the money to buy theirs, they done bought theirs, but it's like, oh, well, you'll get reimbursed or something. And, oh, you don't have the money to pay for yours, Heather, but can't give it to you. Got to give it to this person so they get reimbursed, get their money back, And here I am. I don't got it. I don't know what it was. It was something. I think it was like a ticket to something. And granted, it was only like $10, but I'm still like, damn, But I was like, okay, fine, whatever. Supposedly I didn't do the work, even though we're both here in the same group that you're picking from. And it's like morals and ethics and all that just gets thrown out the window and shit, and I don't know. But, so I didn't graduate high school, got pregnant young, had my whole pregnancy alone, then he got out, didn't even come and see me. It's like nothing. It's like, no, 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 no. Everything that you think that you daydream about, because I sat there and I daydreamed of the day, that I was going to graduate. I daydreamed of the day that I was going to go to college. I daydreamed of the day that I was going to go to college when I was a teenager or when I was in my early 20s, and that I was going to have fun, any type of fun, and I'm not talking like this wild party fun that people think and all that. I'm talking just regular socializing and hanging out with people. Like I did when I went on my field trip back in the 6th grade to the fucking space center, like just being with my peers, living in dorm rooms or whatever. But, or on campus or even kind of, near or whatever. But, so that didn't happen. Then okay, I get pregnant. Okay, that's a change of plans. Okay. Well, then it's like, yeah, you're going to get engaged. Yeah, you're going to get married, and it's not something that, I was sitting there and I was like, oh, automatically because I got pregnant. Like, no, like I got pregnant and I was like, oh shit, what we going to do? Like, I didn't go to him and be like, hey, you've been saying if we ever got pregnant that we'd always get married, so let's get married. I'm going to hold you to it. No, I wasn't a prick like that. Instead, I was like, well, shit, I did get pregnant. What are we going to do? Are you legit on what you said, or are you full of shit on what you said? And he's like, no, he's like, I think we'll get married. And I'm like, you think? And then I'm just like, you know what? And so I'm just letting things hang for that whole 9 months that I'm pregnant and everything. And I'm just like, whatever. And then, like, after I have her and everything, he's like, oh, we are going to get married. After I give birth to my daughter, we are. So it's not something that I forced him into. He had over 9 fucking months to think about it, to decide. And then he tells me, yeah, that we are going to get married. So I'm like, okay. Then he was in prison the whole time. So I didn't, and the basic things, that you think that you're going to get, like, and it's not basic things because you see it on TV. It's just basic things that you think are just normal that just seem to occur. Like say I was born and my sister, is 4 years and her birthday comes and I see her have a birthday party and then my birthday comes and it's like, no birthday party, but then nobody even tells me why I'm not getting a birthday party. And I'm just standing there like, okay, what's the difference between me and them, And so, what's the difference? Okay, I got pregnant early. There's one difference. Okay, he's a meth head. There's another difference. Okay, so that's the reason I went through the whole pregnancy alone. Okay, why the fuck didn't he come and see me when he got out of prison? Most meth heads, when they have a girl that they really care about, and they've been with before, and we done been together now 2.5 years, buddy, and you got out of prison and you didn't come and see me? And I've been talking to you the whole time? We have paid for your phone calls. I sent you, granted, I only sent you $10, but that's all I could send you. My family's done bitching about having to pay for phone calls and stamps so I can write you. I sent you like 150 pictures, or at least 50, I know, of our daughter. And we came and visited you twice at the prison. And it was out of state. So there's like huge disappointment, and like you think you're going to see, this person and you don't. And then when you do, you're so mad, but you don't want to be angry when you see them. So you just let it go and you just decide to act as nice as you can. But it's awkward because it's like there's the elephant in the room, and here's the elephant in the room that you didn't show up, I'm like, and then I get pregnant again, and then I get accused of cheating, and then I have a miscarriage, and I went through that alone, except for my cousin coming and picking me up after I had it, and my mother screaming at me that morning when I told her I had it, and just leaving after she screamed at me. So okay, another bad decision on my part, but it's like, okay, if it's a bad decision, something like that, then how fucking far does punishment go? But that's the thing, is this is not something that has just occurred since I became older or a mother or an adult, if you will. My whole life has been like this. It's like my sister, and I'm the scapegoated one, and so she could draw a picture. It's like, oh my God, that's so beautiful, because she's a golden child, and I draw it, and it's like, oh, that's nice. There's never been an expected outcome that I can see, and that I can get other than a job. Other than a job. When I go into a job and the job says, I'm going to pay you $8.50 an hour or $9.50, in all honesty. But I'm going to pay you like $9-10 an hour, and I walk in and I'm like, okay, you're going to pay me $9-10 an hour. And then even if I don't show up on time, and that's on me, and so that ends up over the week, it cuts out a whole hour because I show up 10 minutes late, each and every day, so I end up losing an hour, off my paycheck. But even at that, I keep track of how many hours I'm actually at fucking work. And, it's like, here's, you were here at work for 10 hours, so you're getting paid for 10 hours, minus the fact of taxes and all that. But still, that's the only thing I've ever been able to, in my life, depend upon. Like, the end result is what I was told. That's fucked up. So there's another reason I liked working. Because they're like, hey, we're going to pay you $10 an hour, and so at 10 hours, I'm getting paid $100. Take out taxes, might be about 90, and that's an example, but still. But, damn. So it's like, okay, at some point and some age, at some point in time, I'm else going to have a job so I can have the money to buy a car, or my parents are going to help me get a car. Well, I've not had a job to have the money to buy a car. Then even when I did have the money to buy a car, because I did have a job actually, and I'm like, hey, got money to buy a car, take me to look for a car. They won't take me to look for a fucking car. And they didn't buy me a fucking car. They ain't bought me a fucking car. I'm 30 years old. I think I would know if they've bought me a car. Now, they bought my sister one time and let it fucking rot in the goddamn yard, all because it had an oil leak or something. I think it was an oil leak. And before that, they was like, here's your car to my sister. And my sister was like, I don't want that piece of shit. And then my mom's like, Heather, you can have it then. And I'm like, okay. And so then for a week, I put gas in it. But I would, and then my dad would drive it around. And he'd burn up all the gas money that I put into the fucking car. And I thought it was mine. I thought, and I'd put like $10 in to go from here to fucking just a few miles and back, and it's sitting there and it's got like over half a tank of gas, and then I get back in it the few days later and it's sitting on empty, and I got to put more gas in it because he's driving it. And then like another week passes and my mom's like, well, I guess your sister, she's not going to do anything with that car of hers right now. And I'm like, wait, her car? Huh? What? And you're like, yeah, her car. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And then like 2 months pass, it just sits there and nobody really drives it anywhere. Dad don't have the gas money to put in it. Mom don't drive it. It's just fucking sitting there. My sister's like, I'm not driving that piece of shit fucking car. And then my dad's like, well, it's got an oil leak anyway. And he's like, well, it costs this much to get it fixed. And I'm like, okay, and I'm like, well, still, just give it to me. I'll pay for it to get it fixed once I get a job. Nothing. And they let it sit there on the property and rot and rust. It had ants in it. It had a yellow jacket nest, I think, in it at one point in time, or a dirt dauber or something. some type of Hornet or something. And then they had it hauled off and scrapped. Like, what the fuck do you do with that? So it's like, okay, no car. And then it's like, okay, I'm a single mom. Okay, the dad's a piece of shit. Okay, nobody's helping me. Okay, at least they'll help me get a job. Hey, take me to work. Hey, will you take me to work? Hey, what are you gonna do about your kid? What are you gonna do about your kid? Your kid. Who's gonna take care of your kid? Your kid. And all that it really boiled down to is that I was living here with my grandmother. My grandmother was paying for our groceries, our food, all that and everything. And my parents was claiming my daughter on taxes, even though she wasn't living there. And we were living down here with my grandmother. It's all about that money. And they knew that if I had a job, that I would claim my daughter on my taxes. And so now I've been doing that independently. And the past 2 years, whenever I claim her and I'd get my tax money back, I'd say, hey, take me to look for a car to my dad. Because my mom, she's so feminine and shit, she ain't gonna. And then she don't care about me because I'm a scapegoated child. She don't even care about taking me to the fucking doctor for my fucking ankle. She's supposed to be more sensitive. That's the reason my dad's like, no, get her to take you. And then she don't take me, and so I'm just fucked. And now they've stole my kid from me, so that way they can get that tax money. And then my kid's too blind and ignorant to understand that, because she doesn't see the full picture of it. She just sees, Mom, you're being a jerk. And you know what? Papa and Nana are right. They've said that you're lazy your whole life and that you don't want to work and that you don't want to drive and that you don't want to do anything. And I'm going to believe them, or whatever is deluded in their fucking mind about me. Even though we had our own apartment for 3.5 years, and she's going to take and throw that out, because, it was only 3.5 years, 3.5 years don't mean shit. That's what's wrong with the world. The world will get its fucking proof. You can give it the proof. It's like, oh, Heather, you can't keep a job. Guess what? I kept a job. Kept a job for a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, so on and so forth. I kept my last, well, not my last job, but the job before, I kept it for over a year. I think I have a pretty damn good track record when it comes to fucking work, okay? I got my first job, I kept it for almost a year. Very first job I ever had. Most people get in their very first job, they're in there a week or two and they fucking quit. I kept mine for almost a fucking year. But I was fixing to get a bonus and I was fixing to get paid vacation. So, they gotta be harder and meaner and all this shit to you, and try to push you out the door. Because they don't want to have to give you that raise. They'd rather bring somebody in and pay that same amount that they've been paying you for this past year instead of giving you a raise. So they got hard on me and I just couldn't fucking take it. Because my life has done been shit. I don't need people treating me like shit. So I fucking quit. Then I go and get another job, and I kept that job for about 6 months. But our menu was changing, and my parents were bitching every fucking day. It's too far. And 3 months in, I seen a house, and I was like, hey, there's this house for rent. Take me to look at it. And they're like, no, because they want me to stay close by, living close by them. That way they can dictate and control. And so, and I was like, if you help me get the house, if you help me get moved. And they're like, well, how would you get to work? I'm like, I'll be living a mile within the fucking job. I'll find a way to work. You won't have to worry about it no more. And they're like, no. So, that didn't work. And I ended up leaving that job. And I mean, granted, I was stressed at that job too. And like I said, the menu was fixing to change too, I remember, and I was just like, oh, hell no, because it wasn't nothing huge, but it was still something that was decent that was coming in, and I was like, the way people come in here crazy for other shit, they're gonna come in here crazy for that, I can't handle it. I will stab somebody with a fork. Like, I was like, no, I can't. And then I had another job, and I got it, and I kept it for a couple months. And that job just got way too much because it got way too personal, because it was just, hey, you're at my beck and call, anytime I need you, day or night, and granted, they weren't 24 hours. They closed late at night and opened early in the morning, but only having those 8 hours to just be left alone, and the rest of the time they calling me in 2 and 3 different times a day. Hey, we need you over here now. Hey, we need you over here for this. Hey, we need you over there. I couldn't. I was losing it. So I quit that job. Then I went to my next job. Kept my next job for over a year. And then left that job. And then got hired in at this new job and only kept it for a month because I ended up having to move because I didn't have enough money to sustain myself. So 5 jobs in 4 years. 5 jobs in 4 years. Because I was working 6 months before I moved out. That's the way I had money to move out. I think that's a pretty damn good track record. Just saying. Especially somebody that's never had a job before. Because supposedly a lot of people get in there and they're like, oh, it don't matter who you are. The first time you get a job, you're going to hate your boss and you're going to quit. You're going to walk out that door the moment they tell you to do something. Because you ain't got no backbone. Honey, my whole life people been telling me what the fuck to do. It ain't nothing that I'm new to, but it is something that I am fucking fed up about. So you ain't gonna come at me sideways and try to dictate more of my life than what you're entitled to. And you ain't allowed to dictate any damn thing unless I'm punched in on your fucking time. If I show up late, I show up late. I mean, I'm not trying to sit there and defend it. I'm not trying to sit there and say that I'll always do it. But if I do, then just, man, sorry, whoopsie. But don't pay me. Guess what? You're not paying me for it. Is me showing up 7 minutes late really going to make or break you? Is it really going to end you? And even though, yeah, sometimes you may want to feel that way or something. Battery. But you may want to feel that way or something, then that's fine, that's on you. But I don't see you acting that way when these 3 damn kids is coming in 35 minutes late, and when Bobby Joe or Peggy Sue over here got to take their baby to the doctor and got to do this and got to do that, So it's not going to hurt occasionally if the other person that's stressed out and going through some shit, especially when the damn one and only child's been taken from them, is showing up, 7, 10, 15 minutes late. And then we got a fucking new ass system to be clocking in on, and it takes everybody that fucking long to get the fucking thing to scan right. And I'm still standing there, having to stand there 10 minutes past because people trying to fucking clock in. Like, legit. But anyways, and, don't be pulling me aside when I'm off the fucking clock trying to talk to me about work stuff. I can't. I mean, I can to a degree if you're respectful towards me, but if you're doing it just all the time to be like some cocky little shit, and you're just constantly, all the time, every day, riding my ass about something dealing with work, and I'm not on the clock, and I've done clocked out, and I'm trying to leave and go home. No. I think I have a pretty damn good work track record, And concluding, I've been working on a busted ankle the whole fucking time, basically. Because I moved into my apartment, tripped on a piece of PVC pipe, busted my fucking ankle. I even showed it to my grandmother last night. And she's like, yeah. She's like, your arch don't raise up and your toes are closer together. And I see how your ankle don't bend that way no more. And I'm like, yeah, and I've been walking on that shit. I don't know why I'm alive sometimes. I really don't. I feel like I'm alive to take this shitty life that nobody else is willing to take. Sometimes. And I hate to say that. I really do, but goddamn, I just want something to give. I've been sitting here like today or this morning, right now, be 8 years. 8 years I've been married. 6 years I hadn't been with him. I've been wanting a divorce the whole fucking time. Been wanting my last name back the whole fucking time. Nothing, you know? Nobody cares. Like, nobody, like, what do you do when you're born and you're basically like a foster kid to a degree, but you're not? Like, foster kids, supposedly nobody cares about them, you know, and they go to state and all that. But the thing is they got people there that are acting and pretending and trying to at least pretend, and there's so many cases that are constantly pulled up, you know, and stuff like that, that they gotta pretend halfway decent sometimes that they give a shit or something. But damn, like, my family emotionally, like, they just don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck if I'm happy or not. They don't give a fuck if I'm sad or not. Like, I don't know what the fuck to do with that. But anyways, so you give up on having a normal life for as far as driving and working, and what's the last thing left? What's the last big thing left, you know? Like, you still got kids, and you got a relationship, you know, like a marriage, you know, that's some big stuff, you know. What's big key factors in your life, you know? Owning your own place, you know, a car, driving, you know, a relationship with somebody, and kids, you know. Well, I done got a kid, and right now I need a relationship, you know, to a degree. That way my kid got a life and all this, and let me try to do things the proper way since I fucked up by having my kid before I got married, you know. So then I try to get married, and that shit fucks up. And he fucking cheats on me, abandons ship, you know, he leaves me and my daughter as soon as my kid starts calling him daddy. Like, what do you do with that? Like, this motherfucker, you know, like. And so that's broken. And so then you're like, okay. What's the only other thing that I can do right now? Okay, work and maybe get a car eventually, but work and move out. You know, and I'm working, I move out. And then it's like, oh, we're going to take your kid from you. Are you fucking kidding me? And then for my parents to actually sit there and try to have the nerve to tell people that they care about me? No, Ronnie and Jeanette, you don't give a shit about me. Come on, if y'all see this video, be honest with yourself. Look in the goddamn mirror and say to yourself that you care about me and that you took my kid from me because you care about me. Like, try that and see how much of a fucking lie it is. You didn't take my kid from me because you care about me. You took my kid from me because you care about you. You didn't even take my kid from me because you care about my kid. You care more about your fucking self than anybody else. And then the thing is okay, well, maybe that's the way life's supposed to be. You know, and once you become an adult, that's the way life's supposed to be. Because if you don't put yourself first, then nobody's going to. Okay, then. So why the fuck are you interfering in my goddamn life when I had a fucking apartment, a goddamn job, my fucking kid, and all I needed was a fucking car, and I was right around the corner from filing taxes this year, getting money, and I had done put my foot down because last year I filed taxes, I got the money, and I asked, not last year, the year before, I filed taxes, got the damn money, asked Dad to take me to look for a fucking car. I asked you, Ronnie, to take me to look for a fucking car. Then I even had people offer me a fucking car. And you didn't move, you didn't jump on it, you didn't help me with shit. about getting a fucking car. So I didn't get a fucking car. So I went without a fucking car. And I told my kid flat out before y'all took her, I was like, whenever I file taxes this year, I'm going to get a car. But guess what? I was so fucking devastated because before I filed taxes that year, that's when y'all took custody of her. So I filed taxes, got the money, and I held on to the money because I didn't know what the fuck to do with it. And I was like, ooh, let me pay people, let me pay for this, let me do what I can, this, that, and the other. So that way I can get my kid back. So I'm paying out that fucking money that I would have used to get a goddamn car to try to get my fucking kid back. But it wasn't enough. Nothing's ever enough. Like, where's the value in my life if nothing about me is ever good enough? I guess is the biggest thing too. And so, okay, now, here I am again, and I don't know if I'm going to have enough at all to even think about getting a car, but I hope like hell I do. But it's after I lose my apartment, after I lose my kid. Like, you really want to look at yourself in the mirror and try to tell yourself that you did that shit to help me out, to make me a better person or something? No. So I was trying to be selfish. I was trying to be all about me. I was trying to value myself, and you just fucking ripped my heart out. Fucking hate y'all. God. Like what do you do when everything keeps coming along and breaking everything, including your own parents? I have a messed up wrist. I have a messed up ankle now. I've had for years. I had a messed up wrist from years ago where I broke my fucking arm. I have a messed up heart where I have heart palpitations or some shit going on because there's something not right. Or else it's a hiatal hernia that messes with my heart or something or whatever, which, I mean, technically a hernia is where, and so if my heart's floating outside of its cavity that it's supposed to stay in, that could do some damage to it. And, or whatever, I guess that's the way it works. I don't know, but something ain't right. I think I had a fucking stroke before my fucking kid left. I've been trying to keep from having another one. So every time I'd get really stressed out, I would else cry. And I would have to scream occasionally while I'm crying. So that way I wouldn't hold it in. So that way I wouldn't tense my body up so much that I'd end up stroking out. Or I'd have to, be like, I can't do this right now. I just can't. Even though everything is like, hey, your dogs need to be walked right now. It's like, I can't right now. Or you need to be at work right now. I can't right now. I can't walk quick enough to get to work right now because I'm stressing and my body's just so tense on the inside, and I'm so stressed out. Like, everything's it's just a constant roadblock. Everything is, and I'm so fucking tired of it. And it's constantly like value, and nobody values me. I'm not valued in any, like, my grandmother doesn't sit here and think that her life's better because I've moved in with her. I guarantee you she doesn't. I guarantee you nobody in the family does. Like, my family, I guess this is me. My heart, I care. I care so fucking much. My dad can break me at any moment in time. My mom can break me at any moment in time. My daughter can, my sister can, my grandmother can, my aunts can, my uncles can, my cousins can. They can say something, they can do something. That's just like one of my cousins insulting my intelligence a few years back. They can say something, do something. It just devastates the fuck out of me because I allow myself to be that vulnerable. I allow myself to be that with them, but nobody allows themselves to be that way with me. Because I don't mean that much to nobody. And even Jen kind of being like, oh, Heather, you've helped me out, you know, because you've been there for me and you've been supportive. You know, she said that twice, and it's stuck with me that she said it twice because it's so nice. It's so nice, but I know that if she had to abandon me as a friend, it wouldn't make or break her. It wouldn't set her back any to lose me as a friend because she doesn't value me that much. Who values me? Who, if they lost me right now, if they'd never seen me or heard from me again, who would it matter to? And it's like I'd like to say my kid, but I don't even know that anymore because, hell, she practically to a degree has. We don't talk. We don't see each other. And it's like, oh, well, that's not really lost because it's not like she's dead or you're dead and all that. Yeah, I see that. But does she see that, you know? Or does she see me as I might as well be dead to her? I don't know. I'm going to end this here, though, because I'm tired. And my grandmother apparently got up and moving around. Or else the cat's licking the dishes. Because I heard something. But no, my grandmother knows he asked. It's her. It's a blessing and a curse to feel everything so much. It's like, why the fuck am I alone? Why the fuck am I the one that feels everything as much as I do? Why don't other people feel it? And then other people, I meet them and they're like, oh, we do. And I'm like, oh, you do? And they're like, yeah, we just cry behind closed doors, though. And I'm like, why? Why? Don't do that. If you're hanging out with me, don't do that. Be real with me. Be vulnerable with me. Well, why? So you can hurt us and be mean? No. But fuck, then again, I don't know because hell, I'm vulnerable with everybody and everybody does that shit to me. So I don't know. So is being vulnerable good or bad? But if it's like, you know, be vulnerable or, you know, don't, I would choose to be vulnerable because I believe it is good. Even though it's given me a shitty ass fucking life. And a lot of people making fun of me for it. Because I believe that's the only way that we're going to heal anything. That's the only way anything's going to be any better than what it's been in all the generations and everything before. It's not going to be better because you got strict and even at jobs, you know, you leave your work at home and, you know, you leave your job at, I mean, not your work, but you leave your home stuff, shit, fuck. You can tell I'm tired. You leave your home life at home, you leave your work life at work, you know, you don't talk about them, you don't, and that's such bullshit, though. I've been to 5 fucking jobs in the past 4 fucking years. You think I went in there first day and was like, hi, my name's Heather, yeah, I got a kid, and this is my life story, and let me tell you all about my personal life. Or did I go into job and I was scared and shy, and I was like, oh God, how strict is this gonna be? Oh God, hi, my name's Heather. And then they're like, hi, Heather. And they're like, you got any kids? And I'm like, yeah, I do. And wow, they asked me that at a job. I thought my home life was supposed to be at home, work life at work. Why are they asking me about if I got kids? Oh, well, that's just normal socialization. Okay. So then when I come in and I'm upset, hey, Heather, why are you upset? well, my parents took temporary custody of my daughter. You know, like, that's why I'm upset, you know. Like, so, you know, people sit there and they love to put up the pretend, you know, for the books and the this and the that and the pictures and, you know, the straightforward, but nobody really is. And so everybody does this vulnerability where they are vulnerable, but it's like fake. It's fake. It's not real. It's like putting two different people like me and somebody else, you know, and say, you know, say we got a pet bird and our bird, you know, flies out of the house and we never see it again, you know, because we left the door open or something. And so, like, I'll go in and, you know, maybe I was really close to the bird and maybe I cry or maybe I don't, you know, and I go into work and they're like, what's wrong? And I'm like, oh, my pet bird, you know, flew out of the house and it really miss it, you know, and I cry. And then the other person, you know, they have the same thing go on. They're like, oh, my pet bird just flew out the window. I'm so mad, you know, and it's like reading into that and trying to figure out if they're sad and then if they're being vulnerable and then which way. And man, life is just so fucking difficult. So fucking difficult. But it's like, I don't know what to do. I'm just tired of being alone. I'm going to end it here. I hope everybody's doing good. Keep putting your best foot forward. I would say, like, if, like, this was, like, a live chat or a live video, and if I had somebody pop up, I'd be like, hey, I need you to talk to me today. Because today might be a rough day. But, anyways. They say God won't put no more on you than what you can handle. I don't know if that's true or not. Sometimes I wonder, I've said before, if I am somebody that's supposed to commit suicide. Because if I was to commit suicide, I know a lot of people that it would teach a lesson to. I know a lot of people that it would teach a lesson to. Even if it was just a lesson of them having to, you know, boost their ego and be like, yeah, she's a dumbass that killed herself, you know, or something. Just tired of everything. I just want my kid. I want my kid home. I want my kid with me. I miss her so much. Oh, God. But I'm going to end it here. I hope everybody's doing good. Keep putting your best foot forward. I'll catch you later. Bye.